And it's almost like it's like energy food for a negative person to try to find something slanderous about someone else. I just throw it out there. Now, something's wrong with that type of wiring, trust me. And so one of the great things about this is that there's diversity in this particular unity. The message of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan for decades, it does not matter if we as black people are of different nationalities, different religions, different social class backgrounds, different education levels, different political party affiliations, from different parts of the world who speak different languages. You might be able to find reasons for us to be disunited based on those individual factors. But I can assure you there is much, much, much more that we can unite on based on our differences. So while one perspective may say, no, we have to be divided because of our differences, I am saying we have to be united in spite of our differences. And the lessons of this whole global movement where black people have come together from all different walks of life. What is it about our stubbornness that still sees us participating in our own division? It's the crabs in the barrel mentality. All right, so in a very short while, right next, we're going to be opening up the telephone line, so don't move.
Let's talk on the street.
The official station that defends the nation.
This Saturday on Iowa Stage, Bacchanal Radio and Gemini Production presents Soca Distancing. Let the Soca heal you. Virtual concert this Saturday, June 20th, 6 p.m. till. Featuring Patrice Roberts, Mr. Killer, Olatunji, Swappy, Hitman, Super Blue, Marsville, Nessa Preppy, Prince Swanee, Cassie, Adesh, Samaru, Jupiter, Trinidad Killer, Father Fox, Freeze, College Boy Jesse, Anil Bean, Rakesh, Yankaran, Himlata, Rishi, Tiny, and the RG Band, and the boss himself, Neil Iwer George. Plus, more artists to be added this Saturday. Streaming live on Iowa TV, YouTube, and Facebook, and BacchanalRadio.com. It's Soca Distancing this Saturday, June 20th, 6 p.m. till.
Get interactive with the Street 919 FM.
All day, every day. See us all live on our Facebook page.
Share and comment on our show.
Like our page.
Chat with our live on-air announcers.
The Street 919's Facebook page.
Live and interactive all day, every day. The Street 919 FM.
Come talk with us.
When it comes to healthcare, you deserve the best. Do you suffer from low energy, anxiety, or constipation? Health and Wealth Lifestyle with Nicole Huggins provides you with the best services of iridology exam, blood analysis, ionic foot detox, followed by a soothing foot massage. We also provide the best organic supplements. We are located at number 73 Eastern Main Road, Barataria. Or call us at 288-1108 or 275-8359. Join us on the Street 919 FM. Every Thursday from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. for Health and Wealth Lifestyle with Nicole Huggins.
Renting a car in Tobago should be quick, affordable, and easy.
Wow.
Here at O'Neill Rentals, we make the process as simple as possible by using our easy e-sign-up. Yep, we can sign you up from just about anywhere using our tablets. See? All done. And everything goes straight into the cloud. Yeah, you're on your way. Are you coming to Tobago? Book your car rental with us and enjoy the most affordable rates in Tobago. But hurry, because cars go pretty fast. Call 361-1042. That's 361-1042. One more time, 361-1042. O'Neill Auto Rentals, Tobago, taking you further.
Hi there. I'm Lester Sublal, inviting you to join me on the first, second, and third Saturday, 8:30 p.m. to 11 p.m. for the program Slow Gospel Music, and on the fourth and fifth Saturday from 8:30 p.m. for an extended version of Slow Gospel Music on Street 91.9 FM.
We know the street because we talk to the street.
Come talk with us on the Street 919 FM.
All right, so let's go to the phone lines. 3420081 and 4665391. First caller for the morning. And I'm gonna just.
Can I just tell you, Brother David?
Yeah, walaikum salam, my brother. How you doing?
It's so nice to get up this morning and see the sunshine in my face.
Yes.
And to see all that is happening around the world, where our people are concerned. But before I make my point, I want to say something. No, I don't get into this politics. I'm going to understand politics and the politician. But you know, I heard something yesterday. Al Kamala Prasad, said something some time ago, she's going to create 50,000 new jobs. But I want to say, Kamala Prasad, under her stewardship, started with Basde Pandey. What they did was to place their people, you understand, in government pensionable positions. And the African people give them contract work. A lot of those PCS who went in the hospital, they got 3-year contract. It's up. They believe that this government has fired. The next thing is the trade unions, and they sit down under agreement under the Pamela government and never demand that they get, you understand, what they were due until the government changed. You understand? Then they started to demand all they due. That's all I want to say on those two things. But I want to come back now to our real issue, our people. Understand? This 54 countries in Africa, all of them going to the UN. 54 in Brother David. All the countries in Africa going to the UN, understand? With this issue that we're dealing with here. This conversation, you understand? Brother David, this brother here, George Floyd, he didn't even know it. He could have never knew it.
Exactly.
But from the day he was born, he was the redeemer that they're talking about, to redeem African people today. He didn't know it. And this is a redeemer and revealer, you understand? Because truth are being revealed, you understand, all over the world. The injustice, the wrong that was done to us, you understand, is coming out. And they have to acknowledge, and they have to sit down, and they have, you understand, to pay our ancestors back pay that they have for them. Oklahoma is 300 and something people they killed in Oklahoma. It is 300 and something people they killed there, you know, black
Much
people.
more than that. Much more than 300.
Okay, well, right. It was much more, but I think on the river bank, it's about 300 of them that they dump all in the river and other places, you understand? Black Wall Street, they destroy, you understand, our black people business. We have to understand that this is bigger than politics. Not politics is this. The youths and they today, they have taken up and continue, you understand, the struggle that was started from way back on the plantation. Our ancestors who were looted out of Africa, and they've labor looted. The kind of humility, the kind of thing that they went through, they were beaten to accept a religion that has nothing to do with African people, a religion. As I heard in England, there is a church of Scotland or some British church up there, you understand, have accepted that they benefited from slavery. I heard also a bank, you heard it?
And the universities.
Yes.
Now remember, University of Glasgow in Scotland, last year, July, almost exactly a year ago, declared that they were going to be involved in a reparations program, £20 million in university services as a form of reparations, because in their own history they discovered that their university was actually funded by monies made from slavery. Same thing with Edward Colston, British Member of Parliament, whose statue they pulled down and dumped in the sea in Bristol on June the 7th. Again, he donated a little money here and there, gave some money to charity, funded a school from slavery profits. But the University of Oxford University, are now looking to explore similar options, and it would have a cascading effect.
Also, there's the bank. I can't remember the bank in London that has also
Lloyd's of London. Yeah,
they have said that they benefited.
Now the thing is, Dr. Eric Williams wrote about Lloyd's of London and Barclays. Look at this, sir. Our first Prime Minister, Dr. Eric Williams, he wrote about Lloyd's and Barclays Bank, how they became financial empires from money from slavery. Dr. Eric Williams wrote that in 1943. But here we are in 2020, again, with George Floyd as the catalyst. You're going to tell me they're now looking over at those records that have been around for 80-something years? But, I mean, nothing happens before it's time. So we say good. But look at how the George Floyd issue got these major banks to take a second look at the profits that they gained from slavery.
They have to do it about it. And, you know, you were speaking about we being at that here. It was so disappointing yesterday to see not one member of the trade union had, you understand, a jersey, you understand, with Black Lives Matter on it. Not one of them, you understand, had that to show, you understand, so where our thinking are. That is how we think, that's how we are, where we are, and we think how we think. And this, imagine this, what's the name, I said they played a clip from a member of the Ghana team in Ghana, inviting Africans, you understand, to come back to Ghana. Ghana open for you to come back.
Well, the president of Ghana said that when he came here, and in so many different, he said it in Barbados, he said it in Jamaica, he said it when he went to Guyana. But the good thing is we already have, so some of the measures that they introduced for Jamaica, Guyana, and Barbados, Dr. Eric Williams already introduced since the 1960s when Dr. Williams went over to Ghana. But that wasn't reported in our media.
Yeah, and even when Emperor Haile Selassie was here, he invited us to come back to Ethiopia in a place they call Shashamani. A lot of Jamaicans in the public to live, you understand? Yeah. And black people here, they don't even understand, you understand, what it is like, you understand, when your mother country, you understand, realize that what was done and then inviting you to come back. Somebody is stupid, negative, you understand, responding here from our you see, brother, I like to listen to you, I like to listen to Mr. Farrakhan, I like to listen to intelligent people. Ben, Jokanan, I like to listen to all of them. You know why? Because you learn intelligent people. You see, ignorance, I despise ignorance. You understand? And I say, you all let a belly, you know, because sometimes when I hear the ignorance, and you know exactly how to deal with it, I say, well, you can't lie. But you know, that type of ignorance, information is outside out there. Look in Trinidad here, how they have to be begging this one to move. You understand? Christopher Columbus. Look where they begging him. They move it, they put down statue all over the world. In Leopold, in Belgium, they paint the statue and all this kind of thing. And you hear Tiny Dot, a man in a son who came down here and say he discovered here. When Africans, I'm told this whole world thousands of years ago, they knew the world was wrong and everything. You understand? Astrology and all these things that you coming out to say a man who come here and enslave, you understand, the natives that he met here. And they had to come to discuss and actually beg him to a statue. But I didn't ask much to say. But the other night, I listened to you tonight, there were some brothers there, some young youths who were very articulate and intelligent in the discussions, you understand? So I hope that they could come in and see some of this again. But they can't stop this. You see this discussion? They can't.
Aruka? All right. Sorry about that. You got disconnected. But thanks a lot for your call. Caller, good morning.
Love and blessings, Africans.
Peace and blessings, my brother.
Conscious love to you, my brethren. You know, Mr. Trinidad, you just have to stay strong, you know, because this power struggle, you can't get away from it. So I want to say, love to all the brethren who come out yesterday and march the Labor Day session. Because we keep toiling and toiling and toiling for low wages.
Yeah, I know it was awkward yesterday with the social distancing and everything. Yeah. But, you know, I mean, the key focus is to keep on with the struggle. Yeah.
The struggle is on.
Regardless of what opposition, obstacles, forces against.
The struggle is getting powerful these days.
That's right, my brother.
You know, these are the last days when these comrades and them conrads, they're now looking to see, they now citing where the dollar is less valued in their sight, you know, and where it needed. You know, they are looking to they're only talking right now, making African people open their eyes and feel where we have to get this, we have to get that, and we want this and we want that, and next thing you know, it's pressure, some kind of COVID-19 or some kind of thing. You have people crumpling and suffering more, you know. It's a high piece of deep session, you know. And I really over it early, so it's up to the U.S. brethren, you know. You just have to open up your eye and do study government come, government go, you know. And the power struggle stay on. Brother?
Thanks a lot.
Black Lives Matter, my brother.
Thanks so much, my brother. Caller, good morning.
Yeah, morning, Brother David.
Soldier Ants, how you doing?
Yeah, give thanks so much for the Brother David, over the years, Brother David, I'm trying to express an idea with black people in the black community. It is a little different, but it's much more than the average study that we just deal with. But right now we in a realm of people. You see, the European nations, they're looking for some way to save man, they save them from themselves, right? They don't show we respect because we is the people who have, how to say, the closest access towards the spiritual nature of man, where we could take it and enhance it to help the world, even help them. So I think that is why they just look down on being a Brother David. You see, music is such a powerful entity, is the energy that creates life. Just was a word, the word for one song, create life, right? And watch what we taking it and do right now. All the youths and them across the board this morning, I sit down on the bed talking to my girl about that, right? All the youths and them, they put they're sending their energies on a lot of evil demonic forces who could kill greater, who could kill better, who could shoot out who better hit. Brother David, if you know how dangerous that is for the Armageddon to come, which it will make people more violent in the world, because black people is the people of the nature of the spirit. And we're not carefully watching with the youths and them going with the energies that the Almighty God gives. But David, we would have created everything. And what we created right now, you see the world heading to a place where by mankind, extinction, they say their own self. You're seeing that, right? And we have this nuclear weapon set up and they never use, have nothing with they never use. One day they reach to that, you see, and it can't be long from now when you look at how the rate man going. So, Brother David, what I just see as most important is the knowledge of the government of God. That is why I just only mostly, that is the first thing that's come to my head. Yeah, that we have to recruit. It's like a spiritual warfare. Yeah, we are saying, but we have to know what we fighting, how we fighting, and you know, this is the thing I was begging me and Rev trying to come to you to really talk about, you know, is a spiritual warfare. Now, we only talk about in the black community, we're struggling and we're suffering, we have food to eat, so we're talking about economics, we're talking about food and this. But they will have more thing in the world that the world could think, but to have it in one place, we need to establish it, and the only how we could do that, we have to come up with a more intelligent statement, a more intelligent knowledge that we could recruit all, the knowledge we talking about when me and Rev want to come and talk to you about. But we seeing that we could recruit all the nations of the earth, make them turn from the satanic ways that man develop. Because the tree of the knowledge of good and evil is who's steering humanity. And it's plenty thing within the spiritual realm where we have to really overstand and establish, you know, and we may know them brothers in South here, they look up to you too bad, brother David. You don't know what they just talk about you. They want to come and liaise with you. Yeah, you are saying, so this is the reason why I just tell them I am wrong to you so long. Yeah, I'm saying so. This is why I always trying to talk to you to see if we could, I had to say, bring that. I was telling you the other night at the Black Caucus movement, something like that. But it's not the Black Caucus movement really, but it's a whole unity of knowledge of man, of life itself, knowledge of life really, because really and truly men live for death, and you had to die, so you want to accomplish what you could accomplish. All these things is a deception, right? Right now we had the opportunity to inherit life itself, right? The Almighty God, yes.
All right.
There's plenty like that I want to talk about, Brother David.
All right, so gents.
Anyhow, we come in and check it tomorrow.
Tomorrow? No, we're not going to be there tomorrow.
Are you going to be there tomorrow?
No, trust me, you'll hear when we announce that the meetings start back, but we haven't started back public meetings as yet.
All right, but we keep calling you, me and Rev. We want to release with you.
How is, but I'm in contact with Brother Duran. Right?
All right.
I mean, not as much contact as I would have liked, based on, some situations that have been taking place. But we're in preparation mode. All right? Soon.
Yeah, Brother David. Yeah. We have to, the liberation is spiritual.
Yeah, okay, so Jan.
And there's so much thing. I doesn't get chance to talk.
Yeah, but you just got a long chance.
With this few minutes. All right, thanks.
All right, thanks a lot, Soljans. And we are preparing to open back up public meetings at the Kwame Ture Education Center. Of course, our offices are open every day as normal. We just opened back the office. We did a full chemical cleaning last week. So the office is open every day except Sunday. So that's Monday straight through to Saturday. Throughout the day, we have had a number of meetings, but individual meetings, office meetings, small group meetings. We, of course, have the free lessons program running, which is still online, but we have had like 5 students at a time at the actual headquarters who will be online with the rest of us, and also the teacher who is also online. So, we're slowly but surely moving back into place. And the next main activity, well, not the next one, but of course, we're having the African Expo coming up. We wanted to do it on June 27th, which would have actually been next week, Saturday, but we're pushing it back towards the end of July, and we'll do most likely 3 days of the African Expo, which will coincide with the emancipation period. So, but you'll know when we open back up for the public meetings, which might be in July. All right, let's go back to the phones. Caller, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning to you.
Good morning, Mr. David. I called to compliment you for the work that you're doing.
Oh, praise be to Allah.
Very, very, very good. I cannot call one other name in Trinidad and Tobago that is doing what you're doing. Now, I met you at the Black Caucus, and I know that there were Black Caucuses in every area, and this has been stopped. But I'm asking, who is there with you, who can assist in the open back groups in these villages, so the youth could be educated? I know what you're doing at the school or what you're doing up there. This is good, but it doesn't extend throughout Trinidad and Tobago. And this is what we need. We cannot blame the young people because
of course not.
Have history.
We have to blame us. We have to blame ourselves if they don't go forward.
But I am trying. When I told you I met you at the Black Caucus, I purchased your book, and I am happy for what you're doing.
Where are you located?
I am living at South Oakwood, but I was born in Ludbury. And we had a group there. The owner of Ife came from when we had emancipation. We grew up with emancipation. They started to teach Yoruba down there. So we know about it, and I pass it on to my children. When they school in America, they were taught Black history. So what about the other people? All we are doing is just talking. What are we doing? And if we don't get together, we will still be the same, just talking. So continue to go do it sometimes.
Well, thank you very much. And of course, you've raised an important issue about, I guess what you're suggesting is somewhat of a kind of decentralization of the movement out of Port of Spain.
Something, yes. Hold them together. I talk to them, I could help one-on-one. But they are lost. They are lost.
Well, you know what? We will most likely hit the road because for the last year and a half, I have not moved around Trinidad as I used to, as far as public speaking engagements is concerned. Because of course it's been like all roads have led to the Kwame Ture Center. So I appreciate that. Although we had something in San Fernando, again, but that was too long ago. So I hear what you're saying. It's something that is on our minds, and I mean we've been networking with people all across the country who have a similar interest as yours. I guess it's just coordinated properly, but it's a discussion that I'd like you to be involved in based on, you know, your obvious direct interest and passion in it. But yes, definitely, without a doubt. But please try to get in contact with me. I'm sure you know how to.
There are things that I can't say on the air.
Right.
I can't say it, but I haven't worked on my travels, and so I know.
Yeah.
You know? Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, my sister. Appreciate your call very, very much.
Have a nice.
I remember when we were doing the men-only meetings. Now, this was actually started in 2005. And every 2 weeks, I remember the first one, Laventille Technology Center. Second one, Naparima Bowl, San Fernando. Third one was, I think it was Sangre Grande Civic Center. Fourth one, Point Fortin Civic Center. And then the fifth one was in Diego Martin. Then we had a women's only meeting. We had it at the building that we used to rent, the Ortonville Court in Tunapuna, which we had operated as the Black Caucus headquarters back then. And then we proceeded with the men-only meetings. We actually had 3 women's-only meetings, but that was like once every 2 weeks. That was before we had a home. All right, we're going to be back in a short while. I see another break coming up. So stay with us and have a short editorial at 8. Don't go away.
Talk your talk, but we know talk. Come talk with us.
The Street
919 FM.
This Saturday on Iowa Stage, Bacchanal Radio and Gemini Production presents So-Called Distancing. Let the Soca Heal You virtual concert this Saturday, June 20th, 6 p.m. till, featuring Patrice Roberts, Mr. Killer, Olatunji, Swappy, Hitman, Super Blue, Marsville, Nessa Preppy, Prince Swanee, Cassie, Adesh, Samaru, Jupity, Trinidad Killer, Father Fox, Freeze, College Boy Jesse, Anil Bean, Rakesh, Yankaran, Himlata, Rishi, Tiny, and the RG Band, and the boss himself, Neil Iwa George. Plus, more artists to be added this Saturday. Streaming live on Iowa TV, YouTube, and Facebook, and BacchanalRadio.com. It's Soca Distancing this Saturday, June 20th, 6 p.m. till.
We are in this together at Dowell's Famous Foods and BQ Bites, 1 week only, starting from Sunday the 14th of June to the 21st of June. You can get plenty for 20 at Dowell's Famous Foods. Have yourself 2 pieces of mouth-watering chicken and 1 side, or 1 zesty chicken sandwich for only $20 at BQ Bites. Get yourself a grab-and-go meal for only $20. Visit Dowell's Famous Foods and BQ Bites, Port Mall, as they acknowledge we are in this together. 1 week only. 2 pieces and 1 side, $20. 1 zesty chicken sandwich, $20. 1 grab and go meal, $20. Darrell's Famous Foods and BQ Bites, Port Mall. We are in this together.
Get interactive with the Street 919 FM.
All day, every day. See us all live on our Facebook page.
Share and comment on our shows.
Like our page.
Chat with our live on-air announcers.
The Street 919's Facebook page.
Live and interactive all day, every day. The Street 919 FM.
Come talk with us.
Yo, this is a Big Mike, not the mass man, the health man. Are you one of the 40 million people suffering with joint issues like rheumatoid arthritis or osteoarthritis? Well, you are listening to the right ad. You have the ailment, we have the remedy. Call us now on 288-8301 or 346-2612.
Don't forget to tune in right here on the Street 919 FM every Wednesday from 10:05 a.m.
Performance Beat Old Talk.
Wondering what's for lunch or dinner? Jenny's on the Boulevard has lots of specials for you from May 11th to May 23rd. Enjoy 10% discount for groups of 5 orders or more and pickup orders of $500 or more. 10% off with valid ID, police, army and other emergency services. 20% off all government ministry orders. 30% off desserts. Grab and go mini assorted desserts, $60. 30% off beers and fruit drinks. Free delivery on orders over $300. 10% discount for orders over $500. Free delivery plus 10% discount for orders over $1,000. Choose from our famous Chinese-style express buffet, the American menu, burgers, ribs, and more. Italian menu, pasta, and more. Opening daily between the hours of 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. Call us today at 625-1807, 395-3757, or 488-8800. Takeout, curbside pickup, or delivery available. Jenny's on the Boulevard for all your Chinese, American, and Italian needs.
Enagic change your water, change your life. Enagic water purifier, one machine, 5 types of water. Enagic makes strong Kangen water with an 11.5 pH. Kangen water with 8.5 to 9.5 pH, healthy drinking and cooking water. Clean water with 7.0 pH. Beauty water for skin, hair, and plants with a 6.0 pH. Strong acid water with a 2.5 pH. This water is known to disinfect, kill viruses and bacteria. Listen to the Street 919 FM with Pastor Alkaline John every Tuesday from 11:05 a.m. to noon and every Wednesday from 8:05 p.m. to 9 p.m. as he talks to you weekly about how to improve your quality of life through purifying and drinking water. For more information, call or WhatsApp Pastor John at 516-286-7079. Talk your talk, but we don't talk. Come talk with us.
The Street
919 FM.
Brotherhood is required. Brotherhood is demanded. Brotherhood is obligatory. Black man get up, black man stand up, black man you better listen. So there's a need for brotherhood. Black man get up, black man stand up, black man you better listen. Black man get up, black man stand up, black man you better listen. Brotherhood is demanded. Black man get up, black man stand up, black man you better listen. Brotherhood is required. Brotherhood is demanded. Brotherhood is obligatory. Brotherhood is essential, it is urgent, and it is compulsory.
Welcome back and welcome to the second hour of the Black Agenda on this Saturday morning. I am Brother David Muhammad. We're going up to 9 o'clock. It is 8 o'clock. You'll notice that the time has been adjusted just a little bit. Normally we go for the break at 8, but now we're coming back from the break at 8. So, let me share some consciousness with us. Because one of the interesting things about the history is that it tends to surface at the right time. Because a lot of this history has been taught on the Black Agenda. It's been published. It's been discussed. But at moments like this, it comes out. And this is why we say nothing happens before its time. Ever since the resurgence of the Black Lives Matter movement globally after the white racist police execution of Brother George Floyd in Minneapolis in the United States of America, there has been a resurgence of consciousness in general and the teaching of some very important moments in Black history, in particular that of Black Wall Street. Now, this is a conversation that we've been having for quite some time, but many are now reflecting on how white racism would have negatively impacted the progress that would have been and could have been achieved by many collective Black efforts. But the war of racism, which really should have been responded to with unity and solidarity, was so strong only because of our division. But this new global uniting is within itself a weapon against historic evils. Black Wall Street in Greenwood, Tulsa, Oklahoma, was one of the most commercially successful and affluent Black communities in the United States and by extension the entire Western Hemisphere. The great scholar Booker T. Washington referred to this Greenwood neighborhood as the Negro Wall Street 100 years ago. Many people in general had moved to Oklahoma in hopes of opportunities and quick economic success, in particular through mining and the oil industries. And even though African Americans constituted a small percentage of the overall population in Oklahoma, the percentage of Black people in Tulsa had significantly increased to around 12.3% during the oil boom. Many Black Americans had come from the Deep South and Kansas because of the opportunity to strike gold because of the rich oil fields. Many business-conscious Black people who were interested in investing were coming forward. But during the so-called Jim Crow era, where racist laws were institutionalized, Black people were not allowed to make purchases or services in predominantly white areas. In particular, Oklahoma was known to have some of the harshest and most unjust racist laws in the country. Some economists said that this forced many Black Americans to spend their money where they would feel welcomed, effectively insulating cash flow to within the Black community and allowing Greenwood to flourish and prosper. The Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan has made the point that this integration that we saw during the civil rights movement crippled many Black businesses. Because when we were on our own, by ourselves, segregated, at least the economics would circulate within and among ourselves so that we'll become more financially viable. But on Black Wall Street, there were Black doctors, Black lawyers, Black real estate agents, business entrepreneurs, all who offered their services within their neighborhood and supported one another. And one primary example of the Black entrepreneurial spirit was illustrated by J.B. Stratford. Stratford had graduated from Indiana University with a law degree and had moved to Greenwood to purchase various land vacancies in the area. And after buying these vacant spaces of land, which is the basis for independence, as the Honorable Elijah Muhammad teaches, Stratford would then sell them to other Black residents for redevelopment so that these empty spaces could be transformed into residential houses and profitable businesses. J.B. Stratford was a black man with a key visionary idea of black success. And by 1921, J.B. Stratford had been considered one of the wealthiest African Americans in the country, as he owned numerous properties in Greenwood and even had his hotel named after him, the Stratford Hotel. And in addition to Mr. Stratford, there were also investments and reinvestments by black people back into the black community. One executive of the local YMCA recalled that there were several barbershops, several grocery stores, even a funeral home service, and businesses would grow and grow. Black businesses would grow and grow from black support, with an internal black economy through black consciousness and black unity. Greenwood was also known to be an active religious community. The people were spiritual. And these religious organizations, the different churches, would offer social services. And then many white residents began to feel envious and intimidated by the prosperity, growth, and size of Black Wall Street. They were very uncomfortable with what it was becoming. And it was that envy, hatred, and spite that led to one of the worst race riots or massacres or executions of black people, probably since slavery. Those who don't learn the lessons of the past are doomed to repeat them. When we look at Black Wall Street and the fact that there was all of this great economic success, and that the whites, as outsiders looking in, felt extremely uncomfortable with black success. Not only was Greenwood, Tulsa, this Black Wall Street, expanding in population, but it was also expanding its physical boundaries, which eventually collided with the boundaries of the white neighborhoods. And according to several newspapers and articles at the time, there were reports of hateful letters sent to prominent business leaders within Black Wall Street. And the whites demanded that these blacks stop overstepping their boundaries into the white segregated portions of the community. And the white residents grew increasingly resentful about this wealth in the hands of this black community. Then, the Tulsa Race Massacre of 1921 started when white police accused a black shoe shiner of assaulting a white woman. This sparked off probably the most brutal, racist onslaught against any community of black people in the 20th century. This Tulsa Race Massacre, or the Black Wall Street Massacre, took place on May 31st unto June the 1st, 1921, when angry mobs of white racist residents attacked black residents and businesses of the Greenwood district. It has been called the single worst incident of racial violence in American history. The attack carried out on the ground and from private aircraft destroyed more than 35 square blocks of the district, at the time the wealthiest black community in the United States. Now think for a moment. 35 blocks. If you are up by the Queen's Park Savannah on the south side and you're going downtown to Independence Square or the Brian Lara Promenade, I mean, let's just average it from the Savannah past Memorial Square to the top of Frederick Street. Take that as one block, and that's not even a full block. Then Frederick Street down to New Street, that's another block. Then New Street down to Oxford Street, that's 3 blocks. Then Oxford Street down to Park Street, 4. Park Street down to Prince Street, 5. To Duke Street, 6. To Queen Street, 7. Down to Independence Square, 8. That's not even 10 blocks. Now square that out, the whole area of downtown Port-of-Spain, and multiply it by 4 to give you an idea of the property that was damaged and destroyed, the people within there killed, thousands hospitalized, black businesses, black residents burnt down for no other reason but white hatred, envy, and jealousy. More than 800 people were admitted to hospitals, and as many as 6,000 black residents were interned at large facilities. There was mass incarceration of innocent black people, many for several days. And the Oklahoma Bureau of Vital Statistics officially recorded 36 dead, but the American Red Cross declined to provide an estimate. And a 2001 State Commission examination of events was able to confirm 36 dead, 26 black, 10 white, based on contemporary autopsy reports, death certificates, and other records. But the commission gave overall estimates in the several hundreds. And the massacre began over Memorial Day weekend after 19-year-old Dick Rowland, the black shoe shiner, was accused of assaulting Sarah Page, the 17-year-old white elevator operator of the nearby Drexel building. It was a lie. 75 black men were thrown in jail with the intention of helping to ensure Dick Rowland would not be lynched, and the sheriff persuaded the group of black men to leave the prison where they were supporting their brother. And the whites organized with anger, with rage, with hatred. And this event left about 10,000 black people homeless. Property damage amounted back then to $1.5 million in real estate and $750,000 in personal property, equivalent to $33 million by 2019 estimations. And their property was never recovered, nor were they compensated for it. And many survivors left Tulsa, while black and white residents who stayed in the city were silent for decades about the terror, violence, and losses of the event. The massacre was largely omitted from local, state, and national histories. But in 1996, 75 years after the massacre, a bipartisan group in the state legislature authorized formation of the Oklahoma Commission to study the Tulsa race riot of 1921. And the commission's final report, published in 2001, said that the city had conspired with the mob of white citizens against black citizens, and it recommended a program of reparations to survivors and their descendants. Well, now, with this growing consciousness following the death of George Floyd, we hope that so many cases and episodes of reparations for black people can be reconsidered, so that justice can finally be met. But it starts with reparations for the African Holocaust, the enslavement of African people, the worst crime against humanity ever committed. So, beloved family, as we say, nothing happens before its time. So, June the 19th in Trinidad and Tobago is Labor Day. But in the wider African diaspora, June 19th is also a very special day. It is known as Juneteenth, also known as Juneteenth Independence Day or Freedom Day, and is now officially an American holiday that commemorates the June 19th, 1865 announcement of the abolition of African enslavement in the state of Texas, and more generally the emancipation of enslaved Africans in America throughout the former Confederate states. The state of Texas was the most remote of the slave states, and the Emancipation Proclamation of January 1st, 1863 was not enforced there until after the Confederacy collapsed. Juneteenth is now recognized as a state holiday or special day of observance in 47 of the 50 states in America. And in June 2020, following the global Black Lives Matter demonstrations, June 19th was declared an official holiday in the state of New York, and celebrations were heightened on this day with nationwide mass gatherings calling for justice for Black people. Observance is primarily in local celebrations. Traditions of this Juneteenth celebration for Black people include public readings of the Emancipation Proclamation, singing traditional Black songs, and the reading of works by noted great Black writers. Celebrations include historical reenactments, just like the reenactment of the Emancipation Proclamation for Emancipation Day and Carnival in Trinidad on the Piccadilly Greens in East Port of Spain. But there are also street fairs, family reunions, bazaars, festivals, consciousness gatherings. And Texas, being geographically isolated, was not a so-called battleground state, and thus the people held there as slaves were not affected by the Emancipation Proclamation unless they escaped. And although most enslaved Africans lived in rural areas, more than 1,000 resided in the urban areas by 1860. And by 1865, there were an estimated 250,000 enslaved Africans in Texas alone. And the news of General Report E. Lee surrendering on April the 9th reached Texas in the month, and the Confederate Army did not surrender until June the 2nd. And on June 18th, Union Army General Gordon Granger arrived at Galveston Island with 2,000 federal troops to occupy Texas on behalf of the federal government to keep the Africans enslaved. And the following day, Granger read aloud the contents of General Order Number 3, finally announcing the total emancipation of those held as slaves. And this is why that Confederate flag is so offensive to Black people. And now, with the takedown of so many of the statues, it is one of the major symbols that is being removed. In 1980, Texas was the first state to establish Juneteenth as a state holiday under legislation introduced by freshman Democratic State Representative Al Edwards. By 2008, nearly half of the United States observed the holiday as a ceremonial observance. 46 of the 50 U.S. states, with New York recently being added, and the District of Columbia have recognized Juneteenth as either a state holiday or ceremonial holiday, a day of observance. The 4 states that did not recognize Juneteenth are Hawaii, North Dakota, South Dakota, and Montana. In 1996, the first legislation to recognize Juneteenth Independence Day was introduced in the United States House of Representatives, HJ Resolution 195, sponsored by Barbara Rose Collins. And in 1997, Congress recognized the day through Senate Joint Resolution 11 and House Joint Resolution 56. And in 2013, the United States Senate passed Senate Resolution 175, acknowledging Lula Briggs Galloway, late president of the National Association of the Juneteenth Lineage, who successfully worked to bring national recognition to Juneteenth, and the continued leadership of the National Juneteenth Observance Foundation. And so now, in 2020, more than ever before, Juneteenth was a major issue. And of course, Donald Trump, seeking to offend, it would seem, decided to go to the area of Black Wall Street to give his speech around Juneteenth. But it's important for us to document all of this history of the past so that we can understand the motives, deeds, and actions of those who fight against the struggle in the present. And with that kind of understanding, we are much better positioned to be effective in our forward movement for the future. All right, so let's go back to the phone lines. 342-0081 and 466-5391. Caller, good morning. Caller, are you there? Caller, can you hear me? Caller?
Morning.
Right, we're now hearing you. Good morning.
You hearing me?
And now hearing you. We weren't hearing you before. Yes, go ahead, please. Yes, go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, right. I don't know what happened with this now. Now, you start good with the topic today, and I would like to also add. Now, cognition of the education and the great intelligence you have in history. I want to put it that maybe I may not have all that, or plenty of us may not have that intelligence or that education in history. But I've been listening, as I keep on saying, regular, BBC. All the history you know there, up to yesterday, that history was about what happened in Oklahoma, 1921, and I well understand it. Now, I don't want to go dripping too much because I have a lot of people to talk. I have a very important people position down here, which you claim it just now, reparation. This is one of the things that I, as a layman, as I would put it, have a great interest in. And where I would go with that is that this present time, under this, and I use the word here, liberalism, revolution. Aside from everybody saying Black Lives Matter, which is important to this time, I would like to really put down a word which I'm using, which is liberation. But I hear liberalism, revolution, because that is what's going on presently, right? And the whole world, it is necessary to keep this fight in the forefront, very strong, because when you look to BBC, white people and them, who encourage all these things together with COVID-19, you will recognize the direction presently. Direction presently is encouraging growth for themselves, just as how they did to slavery. And I'm not hearing much of African with a priority and a goal to go forward for our own ethnic advantages, creation, different aspects of creating the events and the mind to develop to a state where we would have purpose in this existence as a people. So although the Black Lives Matter presently, we bring down the statue, which is the next nice thing, because you have to remember to plenty who would say that statue says, I want to ask, where is our history? What history do we have as a statue put up so that we could say, those events past, where are they? You so want to claim to mash down the white, but they mash down every history we have from since 3001 BC to now. So I want to know, so many of us across the world, what we thinking? This is not one of those jokey times. This is liberalism revolution that must stand and it must continue. It must persist to be what it is. It is our best chance in this 21st century to move on even on to reparation. And that reparation state must happen between the African people, by the African people, and for the African people in this time. I will pause here until Monday
Thank you. All right, thanks a lot. Caller, good morning.
Yeah, but I didn't come back
Yes.
in again. But David, you know, there's an African American woman. I didn't hear the whole name, and I still wouldn't call her name, who has left New Jersey and have applied for a refugee status in Trinidad. She was on BBC. Sometime they call her direct from here on BBC because BBC, what the guys tell is true just now. We get a lot of those information coming out from the BBC News. BBC, you understand? She said that she is so scared and she's so frightened of what she see happening to African American with the police. You understand? That she, and she's highly qualified. That she has left there and she has come to Trinidad and applied for refugee status in this country here because of the fear of what it is. I remember one time I was in Boston, and the girl was driving us, and they go just so they pull her aside. They do nothing, they pull her aside just so.
That's a no.
You understand? For no reason at all. She said, "What did I do?" You understand? So this is what we are. And you know, people have to go. We have to go into our history has to be taught, and all these things have to be taught to the young one, the children. You see what you are doing? You're doing a great job. That's what I'm saying. The piece of land behind you, the state has right to give that to you to extend. You understand? Because our children have to be taught this history. Because they have hidden it, but at least they say, well, it's not lost. If it's hidden, you can find it. They have hidden this now, and it's now revealing itself all over the world. It's revealing itself, you know. They are telling you what happened to the African community, and white also.
Yeah, all right, Aruka, thanks a lot, because we do have another short break coming up. Like I said, things are moving around a bit. We'll be right back.
We know the streets because we talk to the streets.
Come talk with us on the Street 919 FM. This Saturday on Iowa Stage, Bacchanal Radio and Gemini Production presents So-Called Distancing. Let the Soca Heal You virtual concert this Saturday, June 20th, 6 p.m. till, featuring Patrice Roberts, Mr. Killer, Olatunji, Swappy, Hitman, Super Blue, Marsville, Nessa Preppy, Prince Swanee, Cassie, Adesh, Samaru, Jupati, Trinidad Killer, Father Fox, Freeze, College Boy Jesse, Anil Bean, Rakesh, Yankaran, Himlata, Rishi, Shiny, and the RG Band, and the boss himself, Neil Iwa George. Plus, more artists to be added this Saturday. Streaming live on Iowa TV, YouTube, and Facebook, and BacchanalRadio.com. It's Soca Distancing this Saturday, June 20th, 6 p.m. till.
This is Wayne Delamore, Head Consultant and Director of Natural Health Solution. With over 15 years of experience in clinical nutrition and microscopy, we specialize in early detection and prevention. We incorporate evidence-based nutrition and science-driven analysis. Tune in to our educational program every Wednesday right here on the Street 91.9 FM. For appointments, call 222-2189 or 304-5816. At Natural Health Solutions, we offer a natural solution to healthy living.
Join Wayne Delamore on Wednesdays from 9:15 a.m. to 9:45 a.m. right here on the Street 919 FM.
Hey guys, it's Aisha Wells here. Listen up. If you're considering selling or renting your house in Trinidad and Tobago, then call Keelan George with O'Neill's Real Estate Group. He's a good friend of mine and he's been in the business for over 6 years. First, selling real estate in Atlanta, Georgia, and now right here in Trinidad and Tobago. He has a strategic online marketing presence that actually attracts thousands of home buyers and renters. Plus, with his home selling advice and techniques, he's getting homes sold really fast. Keelan will actually guarantee you sell your home, or get this, you can cancel the listing agreement and pay nothing at any time. That's right, you heard me, nothing at any time. Selling your home doesn't have to be stressful, people. Check out www.o'neillrealestateTT.com. O'Neill is spelled O-N-E-I-L, or just call Keelan direct at 363-4030. That's 363-4030.
This is Pastor Charles from the Upper Room Ministry. Tune into the Street 91.9 FM every Wednesday from 12 midnight to 5 a.m. for a time of prayer and intercession. I want you to know that we are going to have a TIME time in the presence of God, lifting up our nation, lifting up our families in prayer. I'm looking forward to, my God, for you to join with me. Praise God, every Wednesday, praise God, praying for our nation, praying for our families, praying for our children. Join with me every Wednesday at 12 midnight. Tune into the Street 91.9 FM. God bless you.
Get interactive with the Street 919 FM.
All day, every day. See us all live on our Facebook page.
Share and comment on our show.
Like our page.
Chat with our live on-air announcers.
The Street 919's Facebook page.
Live and interactive all day, every day. The Street 919 FM.
Come talk with us.
This is Reverend Dr. Glenroy Frank inviting you to tune in every Monday evening at 6:15 for the Light and Life Outreach Program. This program is sponsored by the People's Pentecostal Church. So come join us live and hear this word of God that is able to build and to strengthen your life. The Light and Life Outreach Program every Monday, 6:15. God bless you.
We know the street because we talk to the street.
Come talk with us on the Street 919 FM.
All right, welcome back. And we're going up to 9 o'clock. Our numbers are 342-0081 and 466-5391. So let's go back to the phone lines. Good morning, caller on the air.
Good morning to you, Brother David.
Good morning to you.
The city did the year 1921, significant year, and I'll tell you why. You see, before in the 1880s and 90s, you understand what I'm coming on there? Fans were like in the delivery stable and in the groceries, being the ones who to do the hard work. If it was Australia, but in Tulsa, they had a community of black people who was prosperous. They know how to make money. They know how to organize. They had this whole city in a manner only that we now should understand that unity is progress. Because when the fire took place, over 1,000 businesses and houses were destroyed. 300 lives were lost.
35 blocks.
Yes, if you was watching, this was we in America. So the identification right now with the African man in America, as we show you, they give us 10 years and there's the last 5 years, and let us identify ourselves. All the talk and talk. Let us even change this language, English, that we are speaking. Because the Chinese man, he's still talking in Chinese and you will hear him half English if he was Australia. All the other nations have the language. Let us have one common language, one proper language among us, not common, one proper language among us, that we could identify ourselves as Africans and speak in our language and not the English or the Spanish or the French or the Portuguese that they give us to speak. Instead, let us identify ourselves in this time going forward. Thank you very much, brother.
Thank you, my brother. Appreciated. Caller, good morning.
Hello. Good morning.
Good morning to you.
Mr. Mohammed.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, 2 quick points. The first thing is that we are obviously seeing this major change that is happening throughout the world. I mean, even manufacturers are even forced to look over the consumer product that is actually produced. Among other things, even advertisement, books, everything are being looked at now from that perspective. But the main thing I really want to say, I hope this Black Lives Matter and this black consciousness that is happening now, people will really capitalize on it. Black people, that is, will really capitalize on it and become really, really conscious. Okay, I would like to see black people kind of a little more respectful to each other, among other things. When they see another black person, they must understand, look, that's my brother, that's my sister, and treat them positively, among other things. But this is a new revolution that is not stopping anytime soon, just as the protests we are seeing here. And finally, one more thing, sorry. Also in America, it had two recent hanging of black men, and people are wondering what is going on, I think they were just 60 miles apart, so they are wondering what happened if something new is returning to America or thereabout. Maybe you can speak about it more.
Yeah, thanks a lot, caller. And a major factor in all of this is technology. And that it's not that this wasn't a problem before, but the technology is capturing a lot of it. And that gives us the impression that there's an increase, but it always was. It always was. Good morning, caller.
Certain good morning.
Yes, good morning to you.
You see the same thing on it's called Final Judgment. I sent it to you already, it's on your phone.
Final Judgment.
Final Judgment. I put 90 Oklahoma.
Oh, right.
Greenville.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I sent it to you, it's on your phone.
Okay.
Just look up Chauvin. But son,
Yes.
it's on here.
Yeah, I believe I received it a good couple times,
Right, and it's long enough that it can play.
Yeah.
Right. What I want to say is today, African people are to understand. Black conscious, you're asking where we go from there. People figure that you're getting a level of consciousness now. This is not consciousness. It's just a little awakening. It's not consciousness. Consciousness is when you understand your true self. You understand who you are, what you are as a people. So there we have to do. We have to go back in time. We have to find, because everything was hidden from us. So we have to do the work. We didn't always look forward for somebody to do something for us. Come off your butt and we need to work. And we're not working for ourselves, working for our children. Come on, my people. What is wrong with us? Why we figure that we're waiting for somebody to do things first, Brother David? They have to do this and they. So what us? What we have to do as a people? Come on. And it's so sad. It has so many words. Look like this man, Dr. Ivan van Sertima.
Yeah.
He came before Columbus.
From Guyana.
Coming down to the West here. He from Ghana. Black people coming down to the West here before the white man even know what is a boat. And they was using the chorus, just like how you see in the movie, this movie with the little fish. We was going through Australia and he went into the channel and the fish and the thing tell him come off here now. Black people was using this coming down here. We was called gods on earth. People used to praise us like God on earth based on our lifestyle. I don't understand African people frightened. We are not Christians, we are not religious. We are very spiritual by nature. Now I want to say something to you, Brother David, and I want you to check this. You could remember when George Floyd was dying. You could remember what he said?
Can't breathe.
You can't remember what he said?
No, I said can't breathe. He said I can't breathe.
Yeah, but what he say after that? The last word he used was what? Trying to remember. The last word, well, let me tell you, let me do it. He called on his mother.
Oh, yes, that's right.
Mommy,
Yeah.
I'm dying. Look how they're killing me. Now, African people don't understand. They are very spiritual by nature.
Yeah, I did hear some remarks on that, you know.
Yeah, and he called on the what we just call the female force. Now, the white man gave the male force, but the female force is the strongest force in the universe because the female force is bringing life on earth. That is our understanding of life and God. The female represents God on earth because she brings life. No other entity is bringing life on the earth. The white man tell us about man, and man is all about egoistic. Is an egoistic being. Females just rule with love. That is why long time people, if they go to there and they buy something, they will buy for the neighbor and they will always share. Because the female aspect of life is love. Now, male, we are chauvinistic beings, meaning that we just rule as the ego, very egoistic. You know, it's not about love, it's all about how we feel at the time. So we have to understand the female aspect. Just like how the Chinese have it as yin and yang. We have it as the male and the female. It's just the negative and the positive. The male the negative, the female the positive. If you look in nature, the female don't ever run away from her responsibility. The male does. And if we get to understand that, put the women first, push she back to rule, and the world will come back to where it once was. The love that we had for each other, it's only the female could do it, and it's only the female force could do it. I don't know. If you do your history, you will understand who we are. We are not religious. We're looking for religion to help us. It cannot, because we are spiritual people by nature. We just deal with nature. We nature in us is we call melanin. That's why we connected to everything. When they talk about the chi sixes and say that the mark of the beast, it's us they're speaking about. We are divided in chi sixes. We have every element of the universe in us. I would hope that people do some research. Ivan Van Sertima, it are men like Dr. John Henry Clark, men like Dr. Ben Youssef Yokanan. It are this man from Senegal. You know,
Sheikh Anthony Diop.
Sheikh Anthony Diop, men who did all this set of research for us. And why are we afraid? What we only looking for? They had to do this and that. What we have to do now? You listen to my people and listen to the weakness of them and listen to the men. The more weak than the women, listen to them. You know what they're doing for us, and they have to do this and that to do this, and the government ain't game with it, and this one ain't game with that. So what are you doing for yourself? Nobody is going to liberate us unless we decide to do it for ourselves. Have a blessed day, my
Excellent
brother.
discourse, sir. Excellent discourse this morning. Excellent. Thank you so very much. Caller, good morning. Oops.
Mohammed.
Yes.
And I love the brother that just preached there.
Excellent.
He preached there because you know what? Everything he said there is real. Because we are the honest spirit man. All other races, they don't deal with the spirit of God. Because he said he must go, that's Christ talking. And when he go, he's going to send the Spirit. And the Spirit shall lead us into all truth. So we deal with the Spirit. When we move with the Spirit, then they move with guns and bombs to move by force. But the Spirit is to lead us into all truth. And what he's saying is right. Because we depend on other people. We want somebody to help us. When check the animals on them, when the animals on them win from the parents, from the mother, they go on their own and they fight their way. They don't come back to the mother. And that is what we're failing to understand. Check nature, natural nature, show it. Government doesn't do nothing for me. I'm 67 years and I'm going on 60, I'm 68 and I'm going on 69. And I never asked the government for nothing. And I support the government. And I never ask them for nothing because you know why? God help those that help themselves. Do not stand up on nobody and wait on nobody to help you. When what God give you health and strength, you know. And that is what you need to go and do what you have to do. And these are the things that I live with. That is why I say the white man, he cannot run this world without a gun and a bomb. We walk through the world without any gun and any bomb. He always has one at his side in his hand. That is how God put us on this earth. We are the first people. We are the first people, and all other ways envious because of that. But once we stand up with God, He will stand up with us. Have a blessed day.
Thank you so much. A lot of wisdom this morning. Good morning, caller.
Good morning, David. This is Mr. Pinal.
Good morning to you.
Well, we share the same space here, so I have an interest in all of this. When I was growing up, the old people used to say, "What's the Chinese?" They sell in cheap so that they will get the customers. And then if they see a piece of land by a corner, meaning a junction, when they said they didn't mean just a plain corner, they would go and buy it. And if the person who bought it didn't set up a shop, his son or his grandson will set up a shop. And then later on, the Syrians start coming around, partake in the village, and they would drop their prices to get the sale. The sale was really important. Closing the deal was important. And I am sure that a lot of successful Indian businessmen who are old men today like me would have listened to that advice emanating from their parents and would have emulated people who were driven to success. Now, we also had contact. I went to school with a lot of African people, but nobody told me to emulate the African, And of course, we held on to a lot of our values and so on that came from India. So I'm not disparaging anybody. I'm just telling you the way, so maybe there's something we could learn from each other. And we definitely followed what we thought was useful from the Chinese and the Syrians. And we held on to whatever we thought was useful of our own, because we have discarded a lot of things that didn't work for us anymore in this part of the world. And even in India, they're discarding it. So, you have to cut and prune and listen and learn and so on. That's my little addition to this debate with people who share the same space as me.
All right. Thank you. And if you had emulated the Africans, then you'd have ended up being very generous and supportive of the Indian businesses, as well as the Chinese businesses and the white businesses. If you had emulated the Africans, as you said, I think you would have ended up supporting everyone else and loving everyone equally. Good morning, caller. Yes? Yeah, I'm not hearing you though.
Are you there?
I'm hearing you so faintly in the background. Oh my! I don't know what it is, but yeah, I think you might need to try another line or something. All right, yeah. Let's try the overseas line. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, good morning.
My contribution this morning, I really hope it doesn't fall on deaf ears. If Trinidadian Africans have a responsibility to contribute to this global awakening, it has to be indigenous to Trinidad. We have a responsibility to share the racism that you face in that country. It doesn't make sense to try to talk about European racism in America and London and ignore Mr. Pinal. One of the things that I would like to see, progress. You see that vicious, dirty racist that just called? A sign of progress would be to ban him from African shows. He is disingenuous. I have heard him for years come up with these things he has said. He would call in on emancipation.
All right, wait, caller.
on the...
Caller, can you hear me?
Yes,
Caller. Yeah, can you hear me?
Hello.
Yeah, all right. Make your point and counter argument his points, but don't actually make direct pronouncements on him as an individual. Okay? I think what he said might be easy enough to dismantle without having to disparage him as a person.
Okay. First of all, I respect your view, but I wasn't calling about what he just said. I was calling about his general...
Yeah, I know, but it's not my view. It's a guideline, if you understand what I'm saying.
Okay. Let me ask a question, just a question, because I know you know this. Where did the Nazis get their belief about white superiority from? Which religion did they learn it from?
Well, a lot of it is connected to Hinduism.
Well, I could.
And the caste system of Hinduism, which has been somewhat of an attempt at a sanitized version of a racist hierarchy.
Okay. Well, Mr. Mohammed, based on what I know, and I have done a lot of reading on the issue, it's not that most of it, every single thing except the European Jewish was taken from it. The Heinrich Himmler, who was his second in command, used to walk around with a book from that religion. And that individual that calls in is a member of that religion. Could you imagine Jews having Nazis calling on their program to talk about Jewish issues?
I understand
That's
exactly
how ridiculous
where you're coming from. Yeah, I understand.
That's how
exactly
ridiculous it is. It's ridiculous. And the fact that we tolerate that in anywhere in the Western Hemisphere, South Africa, Uganda, Fiji, Kenya, you have the same thing, We tolerate it all around the world. And if we had to contribute globally, it would be to talk about that and stop running from it. The statues, what is the point in talking about Winston Churchill? And you have Mohandas Gandhi, who went into Africa and joined the against the Zulu people.
Yeah, caller, I'll have to ask you to call back if you like. But we have a short break coming up. Stay with us. Don't go away.
They talk. You talk. Come talk with us.
On the streets.
919 FM.
The views expressed are not necessarily the views of the management of the Street 919 FM.
This Saturday on Iowa Stage, Bacchanal Radio and Gemini Production presents So-Called Distancing. Let the Soca Heal You virtual concert this Saturday, June 20th, 6 p.m. till, featuring Patrice Roberts, Mr. Killer, Olatunji, Swappy, Hitman, Super Blue, Marsville, Nessa Preppy, Prince Swanee, Cassie, Adesh, Samaru, Jupati, Trinidad Killer, Father Fox, Freeze, College Boy Jesse, Anil Bean, Rakesh, Yankaran, Himlata, Rishi, Chinese, and the RG Band, and the boss himself, Neil Iwa George. Plus, more artists to be added this Saturday. Streaming live on Iowa TV, YouTube, and Facebook, and BacchanalRadio.com. It's Soca Distancing this Saturday, June 20th, 6 p.m. till.
Get interactive with the Street 919 FM.
All day, every day. See us all live on our Facebook page.
Share and comment on our show.
Like our page.
Chat with our live on-air announcers.
The Street 919's Facebook page.
Live and interactive all day, every day. The Street 919 FM.
Come talk with us.
We are in this together at Dowell's Famous Foods and BQ Bites, 1 week only, starting from Sunday the 14th of June to the 21st of June. You can get plenty for 20 at Dowell's Famous Foods. Have yourself 2 pieces of mouth-watering chicken and 1 side, or 1 zesty chicken sandwich for only $20 at BQ Bites. Get yourself a grab-and-go meal for only $20. Visit Darrell's Famous Foods and BQ Bites, Port Mall, as they acknowledge we are in this together. 1 week only. 2 pieces on one side, $20. One zesty chicken sandwich, $20. One grab and go meal, $20. Darrell's Famous Foods and BQ Bites, Port Mall. We are in this together.
This is Reverend Dr. Glenroy Frank inviting you to tune in every Monday evening at 6:15 for the Light and Life Outreach Program. This program is sponsored by the People's Pentecostal Church, so come join us live and hear this word of God that is able to build and to strengthen your life. The Light and Life Outreach Program every Monday, 6:15. God bless you.
What are you sleeping on? Did you know that you may be sleeping on dead skin cells, dust mites, and bodily fluids? Do you suffer with aches, pain, stiffness, and other sleep disorders? Studies show that you should replace your mattress every 7 to 10 years for better health, better support, and a better night's sleep. Visit a sleep center today at Quartz and find the perfect mattress for you. Quartz, bringing value home.
This is The Street, the all-new 919 FM.
By far, radio is still the best way to get more for your advertising dollar. Millions of people listen to radio every day. Why not advertise on radio? It's cheaper. It reaches the highest potential audience. It's time efficient and it works. Handpick the people you want to receive your advertising message. Advertise on The Street, 919 FM. The MFO service says...
Survey said... Number one answer.
We're the fastest growing radio station.
We are The Street, the new Street 919 FM.
So call us now to book your spots. 628-4531.
Come talk with us.
Realest news, hard talk.
Real talk on the street, 919 FM.
919 FM.
your talk.
But we know talk. Come talk with us.
The Street.
919 FM.
Better vision for your physical eyes, and through the eyes of faith, let healing arise in your mind, body, and spirit. At Natural Healing Ministries, we teach kingdom principles for living that brings the blessing of God to your mind, body, and soul.
NHM Professional Associates are located at number 10 Moody Stewart Street, Monterey Post, San Fernando. For more info, contact Dr. Desmond Phillip at NHM on 349-3494.
NHM Professional Associates can be heard live on the Street 919 FM every Saturday from 9:05 to 9:55 a.m.
Pleasant good morning, Dr. Phillips. You're live.
Good morning. Good morning. Thank you so much. Welcome. Good morning, brothers and sisters. I greet you in the wonderful name of our Lord and Savior, Yeshua the Christ, and the Most High. This morning we are glad to be alive and well here in the island of Trinidad and Tobago, this wonderful nation of Trinidad and Tobago. We are looking at continuing to share with you and to encourage you and to with you in the study of naturopathy, the study of natural health environment, living, balanced living. And for those of you who are up to it, to qualify yourself in the study of the sciences that deals with natural health and well-being. Right? For those of you who hear my voice for the first time, I am Dr. Desmond Phillips of NHM Professional Associate for Holistic Health and Wellness. We have been in the ministry for the last 20 years plus, and we continue to live the life that we teach, and we teach that which we have been living for all these years. And it's all about loving one another. It's all about ministering to one another and serving the Most High. It's about understanding the spiritual component of our being. As we have recognized over the last 2 decades plus, that most of us, we have pursued academics, we have pursued, the intellectual development, and we have pursued even economic, security in some way or the other, but a number of the other faculties have been neglected. And when I say that, I'm talking about the 6 dimensions of man, which is the physical, the spiritual, the mental, the social, the emotional, and then the vocational, which brings in, the productivity and the creativity of the soul, and which brings in the economic factor. So here we are this morning in this beautiful island, Trinidad, and the nation of Trinidad and Tobago, and we are happy to be alive. But we are not alive by chance, not by proxy. We are alive today because the goodness of the Lord, the Most High, the Creator of the heavens and the earth, has seen it fit to keep us alive, to spare our lives. I've known people who have just recently passed away at the age of 62, the age of 51, and you mean young people. And I want to share with you, the truth that will help you to better appreciate what you have before you. What the Most High has preserved and what He has presented to you as an opportunity even now as you hear my voice. So we want to look at that opportunity again. We want to talk about how you can tap into resources that are available, the opportunity that is available at this time. One philosopher said that we are never short of opportunities, but what is the problem or the challenge is that we are not prepared to take up the opportunity when it presents itself. So when we train ourselves and we become knowledgeable and skillful and qualified in any field of discipline, when opportunities come or when challenges face us or anyone, we can then be able to help. Cousin Gina, welcome and good morning. All right?
A pleasant good morning to our listening audience. We are indeed blessed today to have you with us, and we pray that we will be a blessing to you.
Cousin Jean, I want to look at some quotations here from various philosophers and educators. And one of the first things that I'm looking at here is something that I wrote some time ago. It said the field of alternative health and nutrition has become one of the most dynamic areas of interest and learning today. The Natural Healing Ministry Professional Associates for Holistic Health and Wellness offers self-paced, comprehensive, yet affordable, integrated home study programs for active adults and busy professionals throughout the Caribbean. I got a call at some time and an email from one of my professors requesting of me to facilitate one of their students who wanted to complete the ND program. And, that was a great, opportunity for me. The fact that even students from abroad can access the qualification study program, qualifying study program from us here at NHM Professional Associates, because it's the same high quality level of studies that you will access if you have to travel and go abroad, if you have to go to Texas, if you have to go to New York to do the studies. So he wanted to do it, with a local body. I said local body with us. And Dr. Fuller, referred him to us. So I want to just say that, to help persons understand that not because you're here in Trinidad and Tobago and we are here, our ministry is here, that this is anything less than what you can access or you can get in the States. Because we are board certified naturopaths, the traditional naturopaths, according to the Congress, the American Congress in 1929. Since then, so we are traditional naturopaths and board certified. And so you are able to access these studies with us right here in Trinidad and Tobago, and at what we call a fraction of the cost that you may have to spend if you have to go abroad to do the same study. You also have the opportunity to do internship or have practicum sessions where you'll be able to fine-tune, as it were, and consolidate the information that you have in theory and science. You're able to do so with the practice. And so I want to quote from Albert. One of the philosophers says, very few people know what real health is because most people are occupied with killing themselves slowly. And when they say killing themselves slowly, it's talking about with what they eat and drink, how they live. So you work through the day and you want to tell yourself, you want to relax. But here are the activities for relaxation. You finish work till late in the afternoon. You probably go home and take a shower, etc. And then you leave to go out. You go out now into an area where you meet a number of people probably, and you will interact with them at a social level, and you'll go all through the night into the early morning. And then you come back and plump down into your bed to rise up again with an alarm clock to run to go and work for somebody else, maybe some master or something. That is the problem that we are faced with. All people, for the most part, it seems as though we do not fully or quite comprehend yet that living a natural and a holistic, a balanced life is what we are called to do. If we want to really, procure and to conserve our life forces and the energies that we have within us, so that we can live a long, healthy, and happy, and vigorous life. So he said, very few people know what real health is because most are occupied with killing themselves slowly. Another guy, Hippocrates, you know him. Everyone has a doctor in him or her to keep the body in work and in top shape. The natural healing force within each one of us is the greatest force in getting well. Our food should be our medicine, and our medicine should be our food. I guess the latter part of that statement is what most persons may be familiar with, but fewer would exercise or put into action. Everyone has a doctor inside. So we talk about the 8 natural doctors. We talk about what you can do, how you can engage in this responsible form of living so that you can remain healthy as long as you can, or you can get back your health and get back the pep in your step to be the healthy, happy person that you want to be. That will be that.
Dr. Phillips, it is interesting that for so long, I think, many people think that health and healing or treatment for healing are outside of themselves. And you just made a statement there that says that each one of us have a doctor within ourselves, inside of us. And that is the key to health and restoration, the fact that we can take charge of our own health by understanding the innate natural healing force. And I think that's the power of the study program. Sometimes people, when they think about studying, they think about studying in order to get a job. They think about studying in order to advance themselves within the profession that they are in. But how many of us have really thought about studying so that we can live healthier, happier lives? And that's the purpose of the naturopathic course of study. It could be that you can use what you learn in order to do your own business. But even more importantly, I think that the course of studies offers individuals the opportunity to understand themselves and understand health from a natural, God-given perspective, so that each individual who chooses to do so can experience health and wellness without the crisis of disease that brings so much catastrophe into an individual's life.
We make quote another statement from one that we have heard about as well. Thomas Edison said, "The doctor of the future will give no medicine, but will interest his or her patient in the care of the human frame and a proper diet and prevention of disease." Thomas Edison. So when we speak here, whether it is on this forum or the radio, or when we are doing lectures, we go to schools, or church groups, women's ministry, or wherever we are called to lecture or to consult, to do consultations with groups, we share what we have learned over the years. Yes, by experience. Yes, through clinical activities, but what we have learned from the giants who have went before, those who have trod the path before, those who have, made the way as frontiers, and we are here today with all of this vast knowledge, but more than just the knowledge, it's the love and the compassion for our people. We want you to understand that the care that we have for you and your loved ones is directly placed in our hearts from the Most High, and is given to us because He knew us before we were formed in our mother's womb. And He called us for this purpose, for this very purpose, in such a time as this. He has called us here at NHM Professional Associates for Holistic Health and Wellness to touch your heart, to send a word in your heart that will heal you and save you from destruction. Adele Davis said, "As I see it, every day you do one of two things. Either you build health or produce disease in yourself." Adele Davis. say it again. As I see it, she said, you do one of two things. Either you build health or you produce disease in yourself. Another quotation came from one blasphemy pundit, and he said, education is not merely a means for earning a living, as Dr. Gina rightly said a while ago. Education is not merely a means for earning a living or an instrument for the acquisition of wealth. It is an initiation into life of the Spirit, the life of the Spirit, a training of the human soul in the pursuit of truth and the practice of virtue. I just love it. I just love it. So for all of these years, we have been studying in this field of study, and we have become more and more, as we say, the truth. We now understand. It says that education is not merely a means of earning a living. The Most High provides for us. Matthew chapter 6, verse 25 to 33 says that. Don't be anxious about and be worried about what you would eat and drink and what you would wear and where you live. It said, because even the heathens worry about those things. They said, look at the birds, how they fly about and they know where to go and get their food. Look at the leaves, how they are clothed and beautiful. I'm looking at some buttercup right now. Beautiful flowers and sunflowers looking towards the east, taking in all the beautiful energy of the sun. But the verse that I love is verse 33. It says, seek ye first. Seek is to search. Seek ye first the kingdom of the Most High and his righteousness. And all that you have need of will be added unto you. My dear brothers and sisters, we don't have to eke out living. We don't have to be laboring and slaving over what we call work. We must be productive. Yes, you've got to produce some goods or some service. That's how we live. We live to serve, to minister to the needs of others. And the more we give ourselves, the more we serve, is the more that will come back to us. So without looking for it, it comes back. What goes around, comes around. But here it is saying that true education is a balance between the mind, the body, and the spirit. True education is a knowledge of the holy. So that's why it says, seek ye first the kingdom of the Most High and its righteousness, and all that you have need for will be added to you. When that is added to you, nobody can take it away. It's not what you just take and you just stack it up in boxes. It's not what you just put in a bank account and washing it there. With this, what's going on now with online banking and everything else, hello, in one, you can lose everything. But what we are saying is that true education and knowledge of the holy and understanding who you are, whose you are, understanding your maker, your creator, he provides for you all that you will ever have need of. And all you've got to do is to believe and trust in him. And then get up and do what you have to do. And this is where the work part comes, but we got to work wisely. So it says here, a wise system of education will at least teach us how little man yet knows how much he has still to learn. John Locke. Again, what Pundit said. A true education, the education is not a means for just earning a living. It is an initiation. So what we are sharing with you is an invitation to come join with us and begin the study, begin this journey of learning about self, the anatomy and physiology, learning about self, understanding the science of nutrition and herbology, understand the science of natural modalities. What do I do to treat my whole body, not disease, my whole body? Long ago we used to give children what they call treat. And you know what treat was? All of the little nice things that they make and they put it in a brown bag or in whatever and give the children it. Treating yourself. You need to treat yourself back to health and well-being. Treat yourself back to having a knowledge of truth, a knowledge of the holy. that you would be able to stand among giants, that you'll be able to stand before kings and governors and princes, and you'll be able to speak a word in season. You'll be able to give an answer to every man according to your faith. So it says here that it's an initiation. That's what education is supposed to be. Into the life of spirit, a training of the human soul in the pursuit of truth and the practice of virtue.
The practice of virtue, Dr. Phillips, and I think that when we think about virtue, we think about those things which are good. I remember that in Philippians chapter 4, verse 8, it says that finally we should think about the things that are true and just and lovely and good, the things that are of good report. And therefore, when it comes to health, we really have to become seekers of truth, because as the word says in Hosea, my people are being destroyed for a lack of knowledge in terms of health. Sometimes I'm still surprised to know how many people don't know the first thing about really taking care of themselves in terms of their health. As a naturopath, one of the areas I specialize in is natural vision care. And I meet so many people, I encounter so many people who have unknowingly destroyed their vision because of lack of knowledge. Sometimes I meet people and they are dehydrated and they have no idea that the lack of water is drying out the tissue of the eye and making the tissue hard and tough, and it is not, the eye is not able to adjust as it's supposed to. Now, many people know that water is necessary, but they do not know how important it is. Not linked to vision and good vision health, and we have to teach these things. And therefore, when a person chooses to do a course of study, as I say, it must not just be because you want to think of getting employment somewhere. It must first be you want to know how to take care of yourself so that you can enjoy health and wellness. So many people over the years we have encountered, and they have had to stop work because of ill health. And I'm not speaking about senior people. I'm speaking about people in their 30s and 40s who have had major strokes and heart attacks. People in their 40s, young men, this is something that really concerns me. Every time a young man comes and he's in his 30s and his 40s and he cannot work, he can no longer be productive because he has lost his eyesight. His vision is totally obscured. And I always say I wish that we would have had the opportunity to encounter many more persons before they went blind, because too many people have been coming to us and calling us over the years after their eyes, their vision have been irreparably damaged because of lack of knowledge of the ophthalmic system and what it needs to work well. So our aim, our focus in teaching and sharing with you the opportunity is so that you can become proactive in terms of taking care of your health, so that you will know what to do to prevent yourself from experiencing crisis after crisis in terms of health, to prevent yourself from going blind. So many people are calling and saying, I went and I did this, I did the operation, I had the injections in the eyes, and now I can't see. And I always say, I wish that you had called us before you had done all of that and the sight is gone. So give us a call at 349-3494 and let's talk a little bit, let's chat a little bit, because our aim, our objective is to help you to experience health and wellness now. We say continually prevention is better than cure. A stitch in time saves 9. And we want to help you to understand how to maintain that which you have, not necessarily how to get it back after it has been lost.
we have seen number of times a person who, for example, the example of the young man in Grenada, who was a minibus, what we call maxi taxi. He was a minibus driver, and at the age of, I think he was just about 46, and they had to, take the license from him because of the numerous accidents and incidents we had because of poor vision. And after coming and becoming a part of the program that we were doing, that you shared, Dr. Angina, he was the one, after using the various natural things, understanding his diet, changing from eating fish morning and evening, high protein diet, okay, he was able to return back to natural health and had vision enough to go back and do his test and to be able to pass it. And he was able to drive his minibus again. All right, we have a number of other persons who have been wearing glasses for how many years, and they were getting like me tired of changing the prescription over and over and coming and learning how to take care of their health. Their vision was strengthened, was made stronger, and they did not need to fulfill the prescription anymore. And these are, the cases that we have. My mom, who is now 87, mommy did the study program with my wife, Dr. Gina, who is speaking here as well. And for the last 12, 13 years, my mom, she's doing crossword puzzle and word search, etc. without the glasses. She's reading the Bible without glasses at the age of 87. And so she put down the glasses then. If you think you want that kind of experience, then you could call us. But if you think that it cannot happen, well, then, lack of faith, you can't get anything happening, anything good. But those of you who have the faith to believe that these things happen again and again, as according to one of our students who has a ministry now called Miracles Do Happen, it is a fact that if you have faith to believe, and you exercise your faith by getting up and giving us a call and coming and being a part of this great thing, anything is possible. Any and everything is possible. So we're saying that whether it is to regain your eyesight, whether it's to regain your health and well-being, oh boy, tears came to my eyes when I heard of one gentleman in me who suffering from chronic arthritis in the brain, rheumatoid arthritis and so on, and he was referred to us, and then the wife or whoever it is, he's on a course of medication, and when that is finished, they will then call. And Dr. Angina just made a statement. At such in time, stage 9, don't wait until you're blind to come and see us. Don't wait until they're going to carry you down. If parents carrying you down and you want to come, don't come at that time. Come when you still could walk. Come when you still could see for yourself. Come and join with us in the pursuit of health and well-being. Total holistic health when you have it still. Okay? By the way, we are on the air via our phones right now, so you'll have to call the number after the program, okay? So a number of persons are trying to get us now. You'll have to call us after the program after 10. All right? Thank you so very much. So I'm saying that, yes, there is restoration. Praise God, there is restoration, but there is also prevention, the preventative lifestyle, the prophylactic approach, which is preventative, is better than cure. And we don't talk about cure. We talk about healing, because that's what the word said. He healed them. He sent his word in their hearts and healed them and saved them from destruction. Right there, brother and sister. You want to be saved from destruction, I'm telling you. You don't want to be destroyed. You don't want your health to be destroyed. And therefore, at NHM Professional Associates for Holistic Health and Wellness, we have courses that you can study to become qualified and certified and to become competent in terms of living, as well as teaching, and as well as having your own ministry where you can be a blessing to others. You can take it up as a profession, as a career. You can do that. So many things and so many people that need help. There is not enough of us. I hear some people on the air, I hear some people here and there, but let me tell you, there are truly qualified persons who can help teach and to help people to have a change of perspective, to change the paradigm shift in order to understand what we need to do with each other, to be our brothers, keepers, etc. It is good to be knowledgeable and to be qualified in the field. One person said, change does not necessarily assure progress, but implacably requires change. In other words, progress needs or requires change. Education is essential to change, for education creates both new wants and the ability to satisfy them. In order to satisfy your wants, you need to be educated in the field, in the discipline of self-preservation, understanding how to deal with your own personal needs as well. All right? You have a headache. What do? How do you know that where the headache is coming from? Is it vascular or is it a migraine headache? What's causing it? What have you used? What might have triggered it? And you can know for yourself so that we don't have to think in terms of we have to diagnose, and we don't diagnose. Medical doctors do that because they deal with disease. We deal with health, holistic, total health. And that's what we deal with. We deal with life, not death. And therefore, we give us a call at 349-3494 or 275-6793. That's 275-6793. Call us after the program. Keep our numbers as well so they can call us later in the day or tomorrow or whenever you can call us. Call us and be a part of this great future that is before us. The future of nutrition and herbology and all of that is so great. A number of persons do not even yet understand the power and the potential of this knowledge. It says here, on the one side, more and more processed and fast foods are showing up on the market, and consumer demand and ignorance are on an increase with respect to the compromising health for convenience. So then they are actually going after fast foods and processed foods more and more. Everybody looking for convenience. Not understand even like the use of the microwave. Convenience, quick, but it is actually killing you. But on the other hand, there is also a growing number of people who are shunning the mainstream supply of dead foods and turning instead towards organic whole foods that nourish their bodies instead of poisoning it. So here we are up on the estate, and we are doing the same thing. Get back into the production of organic, natural, whole foods. And this is why we say, be a part of this NHM Professional Associate so that you can access natural foods and be encouraged as well in the production of the same. So what is food for one man might be bitter to others. But what is bitter to others might be the very thing that you need to clean up your liver, clean up your gallbladder from stone, clean up the kidneys, and clean up the whole system. Because bitter herbs are for the healing and cleaning up of your system. And then your system becomes sweet and fresh and healthy and vigorous. Of all the self-fulfilling prophecies in our culture, the assumption that aging means decline and poor health is probably the deadliest. Of all the self-fulfilling prophecies in our culture, the assumption that aging means decline and poor health is probably the deadliest. And Ferguson said that, Marilyn Ferguson. Let me tell you, growing older does not mean that you have to be growing weaker. Growing older does not mean that your eyesight has to go down. Moses' eyesight did not diminish at all after the first 40, the second 40, and the third 40 years, 120, and his strength was habituated. It is something that we need to know. If you understand the life forces within you that you were born with, you'd understand that if you learn to take care of yourself and your loved ones, your health and your strength will be maintained for all of your life. And some people say, come on, sickness and death will come in. Oh, this is Lord call you home when he's ready. But there are many of them who the Lord has called, and they did not have to get sick, and they didn't have to die prematurely. It is an experience that you can experience if you so desire as well. Dr. Tina.
Dr. Phillips, while you're speaking, my mind is racing and I'm thinking of so many things and the need for knowledge, the need for understanding in terms of health. And I think that one of the things that we must count as a factor in health is the finance or the economics involved. And sometimes persons do not connect their financial and economic situation with health. But I was just considering if there's a family, say a family of 5, which may be an average family, and you have the adults who may be male and female, maybe in their 40s or 50s, and you have 3 children, how much money is spent on a yearly basis on things that are concerning medical? I'm just thinking about the vision, for instance, because I have met families where everybody in the family wear glasses. And if you consider that an average cost for a pair of spectacles is about $3,000, and every year somebody has to change a pair of spectacles, how much money is that going to be spent on vision in terms of the putting on of that piece of apparatus by members of that family? And how much money can you save if one person were to understand how to take care of the eyes and the ophthalmic system, and they were able to share that knowledge with the rest of the family to the point where the vision is improved and strengthened, so that money does not have to go out year after year for vision health. And so too it is with so many other medical concerns and health concerns. So much money is spent, but it's taken for granted. And one of the things somebody is trying to call, and what we want to ask you to do is to call after the program on 349-3494, because our line is engaged for the radio program, yes? But what we are really saying is we want to teach people the prophylactic approach, because a lot of the time a family's financial situation has a lot to do with the health condition of the members of the family.
Okay. I understanding that persons are still trying to get us, so you get us after 10, please. All right? I said never continue in a job that you don't enjoy. If you are happy in where and what you are doing, you will have inner peace. Inner peace is what we need to pursue. And if you have that along with physical health, that inner peace with physical health, you have had more success than you could possibly have imagined. John Carson said that. We should manage our fortune, and Dr. Angina just said, we have to spending over glasses over and over and over. Just consider that. But I guess that's how we have been taught in the mainstream education system. You need glasses at a certain age. Or if you're studying and reading a lot, you need glasses. Yeah, but is that true? Is that true? Did the Most High make us and make a little glasses on our eyes? They born with small glasses, and they get bigger, the glasses keep growing bigger and bigger. No. I said, you need to know better. So you need to change your perspective. You need to understand. We should manage our fortune as we do our health. Enjoy it when good. Be patient when it is bad. And never apply violent remedies except in extreme necessity. One Francois de la Rue said that. He said we should manage our fortune as we do our health. When it's good, enjoy it. That's how he said. Be patient when it is bad, and never apply violent remedies except in extreme necessity. Well, at least least that part I can agree with. What we are saying is that you don't have to talk about when health is bad. You must know and have a knowledge of truth in order to preserve your health. When we have this ease, it is when the body is doing what it has to do to bring back balance. It does not mean that we are going down the road into chronic disease condition. The disease will last for a short period of time. And when you know how to eat, how to drink, how to rest, how to exercise, how to meditate, how to do the things you need to do, then the body will quickly, because of the doctor inside of you, because of the natural things that you will understand that you need to engage in, the immune system is going to quickly bring back a balance to your system. It means, therefore, that it is a knowledge against that of ignorance. Are you knowledgeable right now of the truth that pertains to health and well-being? If you are, that's good. If you need to refine your knowledge, then give us a call. And if you know that you don't know, then be a wise person. If you don't know, if you know that you don't know, then come to know. Because when you have that knowledge, it is going to preserve your health, your life, your well-being. If a man empties his purse into his head, no one can take it away from him. An investment in education pays the best interest. Benjamin Franklin. If a man empties his purse into his head, no one can take it away from him. An investment in education pays the best interest. And I can assure you, the courses that you can do to qualify yourself and to become skillful and knowledgeable in natural healing sciences will never empty your purse. And that I can assure you. So it's a small investment for large returns, for big returns. Give us a call at NHM Professional Associates for Holistic Health and Life, where we help you become knowledgeable and to be qualified in the field of natural health. 349-3494 7593. I'll tell you a little more about how you can access this.
If a man empties his purse into his head, no one can take it away from him. I love that quotation, Dr. Phillips. Yes. And I think that's what we have to look at when we think about educating ourselves in the area of health. It is the kind of knowledge that no one can take away from you. And as a matter of fact, when that purse is emptied into your head in terms of the knowledge that you receive, find that your physical purse remains fatter for a much longer time because you have to spend much less on medical crises. And I know so many people, they have lost fortunes and then their lives in terms of the amount of money they have had to spend after trying to regain health after it has been lost. And that's where, again, we say the prophylactic approach is what we want to encourage people in. We want to encourage persons to live a healthy lifestyle and prevent yourself from experiencing those kinds of crises that take so much out of you in terms of emptying your purse, taking away your energy, taking away sometimes so many relationships are destroyed because of ill health. And we want to understand as individuals and as families especially that this does not have to be a factor in terms of our family relation, because health is something. Somebody is trying to call again, and we want to ask you to call 349-3494 after the 10 o'clock time, because our line is engaged with the radio program that is coming to you. Thank you so very much. So teaching the prophylactic approach is what we do as naturopathic doctors. We are really health consultants, natural health consultants. And our work, our passion is to share knowledge with you so that you can be empowered to take care of yourself using every natural mode possible so that you can enjoy health rather than trying to have health restored after crisis has been experienced. There are too many persons and there are thousands of people who are hearing us, and you can testify. You have had the experience like the woman with the issue of blood. The word says that she had that issue and she spent all that she had, and she was not made better, but she was rather made worse. And today is the day when we are saying to you, if you have an issue, search for truth in terms of your body, how it functions and what you really need, so that you can experience healing and not just go looking for treatment.
All right, excellent. All right, I'm going to show the opportunity for somebody to call and sign up to do this Holistic Wellness Consultant Certificate course. This course is a seminar and workshop course, all right? And it says here, a new day has dawned for your healing, your health, and wellness. The first of its kind ever to be hosted in Trinidad and Tobago by a son of the soil. Now you can become trained and be competent in the field of natural healing, health and wellness therapies and modalities. Have you spent the last few years listening to so many advocates of health that you are no longer certain as to what is true about your diet and lifestyle? Worry no more. Come, see, hear, and practice. Experience the thrill of learning and mastering the art and science of health and healing with Minister Dr. Desmond E.S. Phillips, D.D., M.D., C.H.M.R. M.D. It is your time to learn the truth about natural health and healing with the opportunity to become qualified and to be board certified by the New York State Alternative Medical Board and the The word is lacking millions of people that are sick, suffering, and dying for the truth or want of knowledge. Would you be trained to help them while saving yourself? All right. It says here you can invest in your success today and walk into a bigger and brighter tomorrow, equipped with your spiritual awareness and health education to impact the lives of others more positively. 18 hours of intense study and practical training in a formal class setting, plus 36 hours of personal studies that's assignment, plus 3 hours of an examination assignment. The cost? Give us a call, and we will share with you what you can do. Now, we already have approximately 6 to 7 persons who has signed up for this program, but it can only be run when we have 12 persons. So therefore, we have about 5 to 6 space again for persons, and we have with this the time that we are in now, we usually have to space off and so we have to do it with understanding the social distances and what have you, but we will be able to run that because it's 2 by 2 in a class and what have you. And so this is the Holistic Wellness Consultant Certificate course with practicum, so that you'll be learning to do the basic and even advanced assessment and so on. So we invite you, if you want to be a part of this growing, powerful, and interesting, career and profession in natural health, then give us a call at 349-3494 or 275-6793 and let us know that you're interested. As we said, you would not have to empty a purse to do a course like this. However, when you invest in this kind of an education, this kind of a skill development and acquisition, you would always be happy for years to come, for a lifetime, and many of your loved ones would be happy as well. All right, so that is, I did this some days ago. It would have been in 2010. I brought a my professor from the States, and we had over 38 students here in Trinidad. Then we had it in Tobago, and then we had it in Grenada as well. But we are doing it now. Dr. Phillips is going to be running this program because it's an advanced program now. We have built so much more on it, and you'll be able to do it at a fraction of the cost as well. Yes? All right, I see that we are still getting calls. We're still trying to call us, but please call us after 10. Just about 5 past 10. You'll be able to call us and get us here. All right? Finally, again for the morning, so I want to encourage you to give us a call so that you can hear more about it. How do you do this program? How do you get involved? There is a prospectus that you can call to get. There's a small contribution for the prospectus, and it will have the application forms, the registration forms, and it has a list of the certificate course, the diploma course, and the degree course that you'll be able to pursue. All right? So there are 2 free courses that you get to do at the beginning, and this is done particularly to recognize and to see a sort of an evaluation to see how interested a person is and their competency in terms of being able to follow the study program and be successful. Because the pass mark is 75, the what we call the honors mark is 85, and 95 all right, so we want to look at that. We have the World Health Alphabetization course, we have the Human Anatomy and Physiology course, we have the Nutritional Healing Consultancy course, we have the Children's Health and Wellness Consultancy course, we have the Diploma in Nutritional Healing Consultancy, we have the Diploma in Herbal Healing Remedies, we have the Holistic Wellness Consultant Certificate course that I just made mention about, we have the Bachelor of Healing Art, okay, the Bachelors of Healing Art, Ministry and Healing Art, and then we have other things as the Masters in Ministry and Healing Arts and so on that you will learn about later on. We have the Healer's Touch practitioners. We have the Bachelors in Theology. I have a number of other things that you can access, and this would be a fraction of the cost because of the ministry and as we said, the professional associate that you become a part of, and so associates have what we call a subsidized contribution to me. Okay?
Yes, Dr. Phillips, we just want to share with persons, just for reinforcement, that this course of study, yes, it can be regarded as it is a professional course, but most importantly, we want persons to be empowered in terms of the knowledge that you can take care of yourself. Too many persons, as I say, I deal with the eyes, and it hurts me when persons come to me and I recognize that they have lost their vision simply because of a basic lack of knowledge, simply because they did not understand that 25% of everything they take in as food go towards the working of the eyes, and 32% of the oxygen that you breathe in go towards the working of the ophthalmic system. And these are some things that you have to know for yourself in order to take care of your vision, take care of your health. Everything that you do that is good for the eyes is good for the rest of the body. So we want to encourage you to call us at 349-3494 right after the program. That is approximately 5 minutes past 10 and onwards. And you can talk with us, find out, let us share with you so that we can guide you.
All right, a reminder. Okay, the 2nd and 4th Tuesday of the month is when we will be at the Kwame Tourist Center in Naftel, Port Spain. So please, you can call to set your appointments to see us so that we can work with you with your eyes and vision and general health. Men's health particularly, I am a specialist in men's health, so please give us a call. Let us know that you are interested in getting back your health and getting back into the game. All right? We also see persons in the San Fernando or South area on the 1st and 3rd Thursdays of the month, and sometimes on a Wednesday evening as well before that Tuesday. So give us a call to set your appointment to come and see us so that we can be a blessing to you. All right? Remember, the study program. You don't have to be coming to classes. It's an adult self-paced course so that it's an opportunity that you would want to miss. May the Most High bless you and keep you good. Beloved, I wish you above all things that thou mayest prosper, be in health, even as thy soul prospers. O Tiger.
Oh, let's just enjoy the presence of the Lord right